fire signs. This is going to be your general elemental mini cross reading for elemental fire for the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the month of November. We have a new moon coming up on the 4th of November in the sign of Scorpio, and our full moon will be happening in the sign of Gemini. I had it all wrong in the elemental water and earth, so I got to go back and fix that signs. And so I've already posted up the moon report for website members over on the website, and I've listed what house this new moon is going to be falling in. Okay. And so with that being said, I have already done a bit of meditation and shuffling on your sign. I'm going to do it one more time before we start. But I have with me the Radiant White deck. We have the Levita Sibila. And we'll wrap the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card. Okay? All right. Let me turn that around. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle. I hope everyone is well. I can't believe we are already in November. This year has shot by. That's how that presented itself there. And the time goes back an hour. This Saturday night at midnight. Or is it 2 a.m.? I don't know. Whatever. But time goes back. So now it's going to be dark like at 5 o'clock, 5:30. Crazy, isn't it? This year is almost over and we are moving literally into 2022. Quite interesting. All right. So this is at the heart of the matter. The 8 of Swords. What is the foundation? King of Wands. Wow. Okay. What is the energy of the near or distant past? The High Priestess. What is the unknown energy coming in for the month of November? The 5 of Pentacles. And what is the energy of the near or distant future? Wow, it is the Hermit. Isn't this something? That's interesting. What is the energy over the entire reading? It is the Ace of Pentacles. Well, that's kind of funny. I have one court card here, 2 pip cards, and 2 major arcana. I have a 5 of Pentacles and an 8 of Swords. Swords represent thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, communications. Pentacles or coins represent either the financial or material plane, but also the doing of something. And then I have these 2 cards that represent powers that run in people. Now they can also be people, but these are the powers that run through people. The High Priestess. This is, the High Priestess is the card of trusting your intuition, of listening to what your guides have to say. Listen deep down, but this is in the past. I don't know if somebody has walked away and decided they're going to live alone. These 2 cards are similar in energy. Most people assume that she's the mate to the Hierophant, and she's not. She's actually the mate to the Magician. The Hierophant has no mate because he's a pope. But anybody can be a hermit, right? But it is this idea of this, maybe not necessarily isolation, but this being removed from, watching everything, seeing everything, playing it cool, knowing exactly what's happening but not reacting. Whereas someone removes themselves from a situation, they take some time out to go contemplate and meditate on a situation. The thing I like about the Hermit card is this idea that he's not only a scholar, but he's also a teacher. So whatever he's searching for himself, at some point he can also tell you exactly what he's found. This is why he's holding the star. That's the star in that lantern. Okay? So something is happening here. It is this 8 of Swords. The windmills of our minds, or the hoodwink card. You know, I'm in this situation. I don't think I can get out of it. You know, and I'm afraid to make a move. I don't know. You know, I don't see a way out. Is somebody, you know, pulling the wool over my eyes, or is it you pulling the wool over your own eyes? Because the truth of the matter is, you can indeed remove yourself from a situation. No one's keeping you there. It is only your thoughts that are saying to you, you know, I can't leave, or I don't see a way out, or, you know, I don't know what's going on. I should just stand here and wait. So this card could be about anxiety and fear or worry of leaving a situation that, you know, could be negative and not good for you. With the Five of Pentacles, this could be some kind of financial loss, right? It could be, you know, someone losing their job, or they can't save any money, or they're spending money like water, or they can't accumulate any savings. Feeling left out. It's a 5. 5s always represent changes. And changes can be tense and fraught with, you know, fear and anxiety. This card also says not to feel sorry for yourself, that you can indeed find help and assistance from maybe some type of community agency or government agency. But there's something else about this High Priestess that I think she's trying to tell me, because what we see over the entire reading is this idea of an opportunity being presented, right? Aces don't necessarily mean anything's going to happen. It just means that the energy is available to you. So this could be a new literal financial opportunity, but it could also be an opportunity for you to take a new and different path, to do something a different way instead of going back and doing it the same old way. Okay. The only cards that I can look at are these two as they relate to these two major arcana cards here. So I'm going to take a look at this Eight of Swords, and I don't think it's going to tell me anything extra. There's something else this High Priestess is trying to tell me. I'm not exactly sure what she's trying to tell me. The Eight of Swords here. Let's see. Nothing about the Eight of Swords with these two cards. This is the inability to make firm choices and decisions. It can also tell of fear, hurt, and confusion. It implies that you are unable to think clearly, and it is advisable to seek sensible advice and then take it. It can indicate someone who is fearful of moving out of a situation and has a lack of clarity, feelings of restrictions and of holding yourself back. Sometimes there is a sense of betrayal attached, and that could be it too. Did someone betray me? You know, I can't believe they did that. And so you're kind of stuck in that spot, right? While you try to make sense of it. Almost as if your intuition was telling you it was happening, but you chose not to pay attention to it. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Nothing about the Five of Pentacles, except that it tells you of a time where you must review your goals, plans, and lifestyle choices, as things are not as positive as they should or could be. So it is time to reassess your position and reassess your wants and needs. It can indicate the appearance of a variety of obstacles, setbacks, or feelings of lack and loss. And a realistic check of current circumstances is needed at this time. Also, it can indicate financial loss and emotional hardship, and an implication that the loss has been brought about by one's own hand, by your own hand. Problems and hardships brought about by oneself is an uncomfortable position to be in, but it provides a basis for starting over again. bearing in mind the pitfalls of the past. Then you will be better equipped to restart or tackle the problem differently next time around if it reappears. I want to see what this High Priestess is telling me, because there's something else she's trying to tell me here. So I would surmise that this King of Wands, this Fire King, is what this is all about. Now, I won't lie. I have sometimes seen this card show up to mean another woman that you didn't know anything about, because one of the old 14th century Atiela meanings of this card is the mistress of the girlfriend. So let's take a look and see what the High Priestess tells us here. Alegria, family and friends, pastime. But there's also a warning with this card that if you are dealing with people that you don't know well or know at all, then to be cautious. If you meet someone in a bar or a situation like that on a social event, be careful, because they could simply be a fair weather friend. Trust your intuition. Militare. Now that's an interesting card because it has two different connotations. It can imply somewhat like a hostile environment, or someone having the willpower and strength to forge through a tough or difficult situation. It can sometimes imply someone who will come to your aid and assist you and help you. Okay? But it can also sometimes imply someone who, if you make an enemy of them, would really be a difficult individual, okay, to deal with. And the letter. Some news. Now, I don't know, maybe, we could say him being a Fire King, he might have some indications of Mars behind him, the god of war. Maybe this is what the person does. Maybe they are a soldier. Maybe that's really what they do. But here, this letter says that there's some news. But it's news that you may hear out in general public. It doesn't tell me what the news is about. You could be literally at a party celebrating someone returning home, and somebody says something. You overhear something. Okay? That's what the card says. It doesn't tell me anything else. All right? So, if I had to pick another card, I hear you guys want me to take a look at this King of Wands. But I'm not. I'm going to look at this Five of Pentacles, this feeling of loss and sorrow. Feeling left out in the cold. The Morte. A drastic change. Someone crossing a Rubicon, saying something or doing something, and the situation can never go back to the way that it was before. Now, I've seen this card show up sometimes when there's some violence going on, some abuse and violence. Sometimes this card can indicate, you see that looks like a shotgun. It could be about maybe the death of someone through violence. Reinforced with the disgrazia, tears, public humiliation, and the Giovane Fanciulla. This is the Queen of Wands. So I don't know if maybe somebody tells you something about this guy that you didn't know, but I think you do know. If not, the question is, if you find yourself in a situation like this, listen, don't say anything. Keep your ears perked up, because something is trying to come through. These are two very negative cards. This is something happening out of, not out of the blue, but it's not the other Tower card. Let me give you the meaning of the It foretells of a period of great turbulence entering your life. It heralds the arrival of traumatic events. for which you are apparently blameless and which are caused by outside people and events. Superficially, though, because you would have been, even if unknowingly, involved in the materialization of such occurrence in your life. This is a philosophical approach to what is right and what is wrong. That you are usually, but not always, you don't deserve what has happened to you. But more often than not, it will imply that you have failed to learn from past mistakes, or that a mistake from the past will come to exact payment in the present. You will feel as a hapless victim of circumstance and completely powerless. It indicates a drastic and radical change for the worse, as something will never return to the way it was. Again, it's like a double meaning that has come here. Now, this card in personal relationships can herald painful and sudden separation, violence, the loss of a family friend or member, bereavement, or the traumatic and unexpected loss of a loved one. In financial matters, it can herald a sudden and unexpected dismissal, repossessions, foreclosures, embezzlement, bankruptcy, and problems with the tax man. The card typically represents destruction. As you can see, everything is on fire. Now, that's pretty much, it says, the last neutral meaning, it simply indicates that something will happen unexpectedly and suddenly, out of the blue. In effect, it is like the other tarot card, but not quite like the tarot card. Okay. Now, it is this Giovanni Fanciulla, fire sign. She represents the Queen of Wands, or clubs. She can be a friend, a sister, a woman younger than 30, or at least unmarried. She can be you, a daughter, a friend, a sister, a colleague, a relative, known to you. It can also represent heightened sensitivity and may indicate psychic ability. Or it can also mean someone who has an absorbent aura and is affected by the environment around them for better or for worse. This card doesn't really give advice. What it does is it points to a problem. Her left hand, this is where the problem is coming from. This unexpected climactic end. See that? But it's also, she's pointing down to this, I'm stuck in this situation with this person and I can't get out. So it's important because she's trying to tell us something. Now, she's telling us this is where the danger is coming from. Okay? And this is the key to unraveling the problem. It is this end that I think comes out of the blue. Look at the cards behind me. This is where the danger is coming from. Or look at the cards below me. Now, in financial matters, it points to inexperience and rash mistakes. In love, it represents a crush, someone who is beside it, and a completely irrational romantic attachment. It can also point to anxiety in love and to a particular degree of uncertainty and instability. The three key words really that describe this card are fragility, vulnerability, and impressionability. Something is happening here, and I think it is something you are going to overhear. But as I state, I also feel that it's something you already know deep down. Maybe you're just refusing to look at the situation and make a move or determination about what you should do. Right. The change is coming, whether you do anything or not, because even not doing anything is doing something. Right? Okay, so formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. And maybe this is the idea of you going back and looking over it when it's all over. It's never ever about the other person. It is always about you. You have to figure out what it is about this person allowed you to find yourself in this particular situation. That person has come into your life to show you something about yourself. Okay? Here we go. I think it's the lilies. I think that's the lilies, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is a strange card. If man could see virtue's pulchritude, with love his heart would soon be imbued. This card bears purity, noble sentiments, and reinforces virtue and good luck. That's all it says. That's it. Strange. But that's what I have for you, fire signs, for the month of November. Again, if you'd like to book a reading, or if you want to know how to book a reading with me, if you're interested, again, you can click on the little eye that shows up over there. That'll take you, what, right there? That'll take you directly over to the website. And so until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste.